What's up, everybody? It's Friday. It's the end of a week, and it's been a long week of work for me, but also play and having fun. And I have decided, in response to seeing my mom actually do this every Friday, I've been inspired to start doing Friday recaps of the week and just talking about what the week was like, sharing some of my highlights from the week, and seeing if anyone else who's joining is interested in sharing their highlights. So here I am. It's Friday, April 26th. And it's been a fun week. I got a new microphone, as you might have noticed already, and that has upped the quality of my work significantly. I've had microphones like this in the past, but this is the first time that I've had one in Hawaii. Both of my other ones are back in Colorado for podcasting purposes whenever I'm back there. So yeah, this week was kind of spent a little bit of energy upgrading my desk setup here. I finally kind of have like a full suite to create things from, with a camera up there on top of my computer, and I got my microphone, desk, my laptop, computer, mouse, all that. So I'm stoked to finally have a space that feels like a proper studio that I can create from, do some podcasting from, and it just is turnkey. Like everything's just USB-C connected. I don't have to like take SD cards out of the camera to get it anywhere. It's just easy. So very stoked on that. It was actually a really good week for as far as social media management goes for all of my accounts. I manage 4 different social media accounts. And one that's going really well currently is called Soul Care. And it's actually my mom's organization that she started, but it's essentially a bunch of resources for churches and organizations to give to their staff and equip their staffs with, to help them take better care of their souls. It kind of exists in like the Christian spirituality space. And I manage their Instagram, which I took over almost a year ago. And it was at like 500 or 600 followers, I think. And now we just crossed 2,000, and we're almost to 2,200, I think. And even just the last few weeks, it feels like every post we put up there, we're getting like 30 to 50 followers out of, which is real. I mean, for me, that's really exciting. I've had my own personal account go viral and like get 20,000 followers out of it, and that was fun. But it's really cool to see like consistent, steady growth for someone who's a client that's paying me to do it, and feel like, okay, like there's some method to the madness here. So my strategy that I've been working with is helping people produce podcasts and also like get speaking engagements, go out and like do epic stuff to share ideas. And then I recycle all of the ideas and the things that they've said into social media clips. So a lot of it is like teaching clips or podcast clips that I'll just share like a 60 to 90-second clip of. And usually it'll end up getting much more engagement than the whole like their long form thing got. So yeah, I've just been working on that. I've been working on several personal projects as well. I just published a video to YouTube a few hours ago. That was a response to one of my friends asking what I do when I need to be creative and I don't feel like it, which, to be honest, is quite often. I'm a full-time creative, and I get paid to do creative work just about every day that I'm awake. So there's a lot of days where I don't feel like it at all and I'm tired. And it was really helpful for me even to just like kind of condense all of my thoughts and knowledge with that into a YouTube video that even I can go back and watch, because I probably will need to in the future. So that's been exciting. It's been really cool seeing all these people that I know doing this 30-day creativity challenge. That's been another like huge highlight of the week. A lot of people are like finishing it up this week. My brother Jeff just finished it. My friend Alex just finished it. There's a good number of people that are finishing that challenge. And it's been really cool to see them start to reflect and see what they've learned, share some of their favorite moments with it. It's a really cool thing to just watch that unfold for people. And personally, just selfishly, I just like seeing my friends make stuff more on social media and kind of apply their own take on life and creativity stuff. It's been really energizing for me. So that's been a highlight. And then, I live in Hawaii, and that's become like a really big element of my life, is like doing Hawaii things. So pretty much every evening this week, I've either gone diving or surfing after work, which is like the actual dream. Like, I can't believe that I get to do that. I'm like a 5-minute drive away from like my favorite surf breaks in the world and some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. And that feels like fantasy still. It's really hard for me to comprehend that that's what my life is. But it has kind of like I predicted, it has enriched my mind and my work, I think, in a lot of ways. I've always, since I learned how to surf, I realized that like my brain on the ocean is like supercharged. It's like if caffeine is this thing that kind of gets me up and going in the morning, like ocean is like this drug that I do that just like I feel like opens my mind to so many new possibilities and gets me thinking in so many like different dimensions that I'm used to. There's something that's really like ineffable about how the ocean affects me and the way that it changes my biology, changes my psychology. But it's been profound to see that like really acutely since I got here and have gotten to spend like most days getting in the water at least for 20 minutes, sometimes for 3 hours, you know. So that's a huge highlight from my week and has been for like the last couple weeks. It's been tough being in a new place and trying to build community where I don't know a lot of people. That's probably the biggest difficulty about moving out here is, Gabs and I, our best friends in the world, live in Colorado, and we don't get to see them very often. My family lives in Colorado, hers lives in California, and the time that we get with them has been cut much shorter and infrequent than it normally is because we live in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So, it comes with sacrifices, but so far it's felt really good. And I think an opportunity for Gabs and I to both get to know ourselves really a lot better because it's just the two of us quite often, or it's just me at the house, just her here. And there's a lot more quiet. It's not the kind of hustle and bustle of Colorado where almost every night there's people trying to hang out with you or doing stuff. Things close down pretty early here. And so I end up going to bed pretty early, which means I'm up pretty early. And so I have a lot of mornings to just meditate, spend in prayer, journal. There's been just a lot of space out here to just be and consider who I am, which has been delightful. So that's been a highlight. Um, Trying to think what else. I mean, solid week, honestly. I'm stoked. There's a lot of opportunities coming up for me with work. A decent amount of people who have kind of approached me in the last couple weeks and asked for me to come alongside them and do some storytelling for them and some social media management. So right now with my business, I'm trying to look at like how do I continue to grow what I'm doing and take on more clients without making my making my schedule something that I don't want to do. Um, and so, yeah, it's been interesting. I've been talking with a few people about maybe coming on board and helping me out with some of the tasks and organization that I've been doing. Um, yeah, just kind of asking those questions of how do you grow? What's the right way to grow? And even do I want to grow? I had a guy I was chatting with today who was like, "Hey, before you like take on a bunch more work, like ask yourself, like, what's the money for? Like, yeah, you could continue earning more and more money as you go, but you have to ask yourself at a certain point, like, what do you want? What is the ultimate goal that you're going for? Is there a number that you're like, once I hit that, I'll be good? Um, and that's really a question that I haven't answered for myself yet. I need to do some soul searching in that department. But really, really great to have friends and people in my life that are forcing me to ask some of those bigger questions and those good questions. Owning a business is great because there's no ceiling on what you can do. It's not like I have to ask someone for a raise. I just go out and get more work if I want more money. And so no one's going to stop me from doing that except for me. And so I need to ask myself those bigger questions of what is most ideal. How many clients do I want? How much money do I need to make, etc. Interesting questions. That actually reminds me of another highlight of my week. Weirdly, all of my meetings for the entire week were stacked into this morning, and I had a meeting that I actually do every other week with probably it's like between 12 and 15 other guys. It's called Kingdom Founders. And it's a bunch of dudes that are just entrepreneurs in all kinds of different spaces. A lot of them are in tech, a lot of them are in marketing. But it's all these guys who've quit their day jobs and like are pursuing some sort of passion, some sort of business dream. And it is so cool. It's the cool thing about the group is it's not really a space for people to like promote themselves or really even get any like feedback on their business. It's more like a small group for people who own businesses. There's a lot more like being real with each other and talking about the things that are hard to talk about with other people, and it ends up just feeling like true community rather than just another networking event. My friend Amar started it, and it's just crazy how like I think this idea that he had in his head of like, I know all these entrepreneurial people and I want to connect them and I want a space for them to feel free to share with each other. It's crazy how just that idea that was a seed in his brain at one point has bloomed into this really vibrant, beautiful community of people that have personally just meant a ton to me over the last few months. And um, really been the reason I'm able to do a lot of what I do is just because I have wiser, older people that have been there before that know the pitfalls and are able to point out some of those before I hit them. So huge highlight of my week. And that's all the highlights I can think of right now. Maybe next Friday I'll have thought this out a little bit more before I hop on and do it. But thanks for watching if you are here. And yeah, if you have any questions about my life, I'm happy to answer them. Or if you just want to talk to someone, just hit me up in the comments. I'm waiting on you to comment so I can just hit you back. So yeah, thanks for joining, and we'll see you next week.